Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good middle of the night, whenever you're watching this program. And please excuse us for coming in late. We had some serious technical problems. But hey, we're on now. Oh, stop crying. And welcome to another scintillating episode of Porch Talk. I, of course, am Paul W. Marino, and my partner here to my right and your left is Eugene Michaelenko.
Good to be here.
And, well, do we? Oh, yes, we do want to do the, Joanne, I'm sorry. Nicole, would you please put that picture in front of us? There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to simplify this question as much as I can. I'm not going to ask you who these group of gentlemen are. That would be seriously unfair of me. However, where in North Adams was this photograph taken? It's obviously an intersection. One of the streets involved is Main Street. Which is the other? That is the question. And you have until about 5 minutes of 7 to call in to 664-4408 with your wild guess or correct answer. And if you have the correct answer, that will give you bragging rights until the first Friday in July.
The date's wrong up on the...
Oh, who cares? Nicole can fix that. She's smart.
Today's the summer solstice. It's June 20th.
It's the summer solstice. We need to sacrifice a virgin. Fortunately, virgins are difficult to find in this area.
Really, yeah? Even young ones?
Okay, so let's put the photo in front of us. There we go. Now, last week we were talking about 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the Hoosick Tunnel. That's the trouble with doing a show once every 2 weeks.
Right, that we sometimes forget what we were talking about. And we're back to the central shaft.
Yes, the central shaft.
The terrible accident.
After the accident, the man that's standing out there over the abyss is the one who was sent down on a rope carrying, I think it was 3 lanterns. When 2 of them went out, he was hauled up and he managed to gasp out, "No hope." And then it turned out a year later that was wrong. When the drills fell down the shaft after the floor burned out, one of them had skewered a man from head to toe. The survivors managed to cobble together a raft of the rubble because the pumps went off and they floated up from the disaster scene to a layer of poison gas where they were all smothered.
Do you know where the poison gas came from?
No, I know that it happens when you're digging a hole. If you read the Little House books, the book that's actually titled Little House on the Prairie, Pa and a neighbor are digging a well, and the other man goes down, and Pa has to haul him up because there's a layer of poison gas. It may not necessarily be poison, but it might be just carbon dioxide.
Oh.
Because an atmosphere of carbon dioxide will kill you.
And that could be from dying vegetation, maybe even?
I think so. I just know it's something that happens when you're digging a hole. Interestingly enough, it doesn't happen when you're digging a tunnel.
Right, because you're probably going at a same latitude or the same level as opposed to going
Now,
longitudinally.
I'm sorry we don't have a photo of the the west shaft. All of our photos of the west shaft are of the surface.
I want to get a bigger picture of this guy. How come there he is. He's quite the character, I thought, that Mallory.
Yes, he is.
And the people in the background are pretty interesting, too. I got some interesting hats there. I like hats.
Top hats. I've never understood why top hats were so popular.
I think they make a man look taller.
That's a good guess. Well, the story I have from the West Shaft, there was a blacksmith there named James K. Mullaney who died a hero's death. There was an explosion at the central shaft, and the buildings were on fire. Pardon. He was running toward the fire to try to rescue anyone who might be trapped inside when the building exploded and a piece of wood was sent through his jugular vein.
This is at the western.
Yes, at the west shaft.
Not here. So a total of what, 299 people died building the tunnel? Is that the total?
That's what they say. However, there was another man at the west shaft who was also a hero because he went and hid behind a shed. Now, you may ask, how would going and hiding behind a shed make him a hero?
How would going behind a shed make a man a hero?
Well, it's very simple. He was holding two 50-pound cans of nitroglycerin. And before running toward the fire, Mr. Mullaney told him, "You better go hide behind that shed over there." So he did, and that is what prevented the disaster from being 1,000 times worse. And when I was doing cemetery walks, I was near enough to Mullaney's grave that I could point it out and tell that story.
He's at the hillside, right?
Yes, he is. Just up the hill from the attorney who invented a railroad brake.
Oh.
Now, the way that railroad brakes worked on the early cars was there was a brake. Each car had its own brake, and they were operated by turning a wheel up on the roof. So a group of young men with more need for money than sense went up there, and the engineer would blow a certain pattern of whistles to tell them which cars to set the brakes on to slow it down. And then they would walk along the roof in all kinds of weather, sun, wind, snow, and sleet, and set the next brake. And, oh my goodness, I can't remember the man's name. Well, he was an attorney here in North Adams who invented a brake system that could be operated from one central location. and it could operate the brakes on all the cars. And then he spent the rest of his life trying to market it. Every railroad he talked to was very interested until it came to actually paying for it. And after he died, his son took his patents to New York City and sold them to George Westinghouse. And of course, Westinghouse is the man credited with inventing the modern railroad brake. And I would give worlds to know whether he was influenced by that brake or just needed it to cover all his bases.
Or to squash it so that it wasn't in competition with his invention, which is also a common thing. The attorney wouldn't be Mark Couch, would it? No, he was some special something else.
No, he came much later.
Oh.
All right.
Can we go to another picture?
Yes, I'm going to go to another picture.
There it is.
Now, this is the one that's up on the mountain.
On Central Shaft Road in
Yes.
Florida.
Vertical shaft fire.
Nope, that's not what we want. How do you make, oh, it's a right click. These rights and lefts, okay.
Okay.
We need to see these names and all these nice Irish boys.
Yeah, none of
Names and
these
lives.
names are familiar to me.
Well, some of them are, like Collins, that's a. there's
Well,
families
Collins-
in Adams and Collins and North Adams, Cook.
Yeah, Collins used to be a common name here. I don't know if there are any Collins left.
And Mulcair, remember Jack Mulcair? And
Oh,
he had
yeah.
a car dealership. And Wayland. Haskins is a big name in Savoy.
Haskins.
Upper right-hand corner.
Oh, yes.
The Haskins had a hotel up where North Pond is, I believe, didn't they?
Could be. I remember hearing of a hotel being at the start of Central Shaft Road,
At the Route 2 side or the other side?
Route 2 side.
Oh. No, I'm pretty sure this was at right where North Pond is, and the campground that's there now. How do I know that?
Because you're a genius. You know everything.
You genius. And then Burnett. Burnett is a popular name around here as well. Burnett's ran, well, there's still a Burnett Farm in Adams. I don't know if that's still there. But Burnett also developed all the lots in Adams on Harding Avenue and McKinley, Lincoln Street, and that area.
And this is a stone that's down by the east portal.
And do you know who built this, who put this there?
I do
I'm
not.
familiar with that. I remember going there every few years, and then this just appeared. If there's any callers out there who know this information, give us a
This
call.
might have been put there by people in Florida because, of course, the town of Florida, there are two centers of population. There's the mountain, and then there's down in the valley, and what used to be known as the East Camp. And there was a hotel there, which is, of course is no longer there.
Isn't there a section called Hoosick Tunnel down there? Is it?
That's it.
Okay, that's the lower settlement.
Yes. And I think,
Yeah.
now this is the plaque that's in North Adams. It used to be at the intersection of Main and Ashland, and I think it was moved down towards City Hall.
It's still not very far from the Ashland Street intersection, is it? Like just a little walking.
It's actually been a while since I've looked that way. Now, this is a problem that I have with monuments. They're unveiled with great fanfare, and oh my, isn't that interesting? People look at them, and then they stop looking at them because they go past them every day. And they just become part of the background.
Well, this is well designed because it actually shows the whole tunnel and
Yes,
everything. There's
West End, West Shaft,
Shaft,
Central Shaft, which is not actually in the middle of the tunnel.
Wow.
It was intended to be, but you see here where it says Cold River, that's the actual center. So they had to relocate the shaft.
Now, the signal houses, is that where I thought the transits and the engineers?
Yes. There was a signal
line.
house near each end of the tunnel, and then there were more across the valleys.
I know, I've seen the one that's off of the old Notch Road that goes between Adams and North
Yeah.
Adams. I've been to that one.
So have I.
But I've not been, isn't there one on the other mountain, Adams Mountain in Row? Or?
I have not been there, but I met someone who was, and he had a photo of what's left. But I have been to this one here above Rice Brook.
Should we read it, what it says?
It says Signal House.
Well, this-
Oh, sorry, down
down
here.
the bottom here.
All right,
Arrange this.
there we go.
Oh, 195 men in this one. I thought it,
Who lost their lives in the construction of the Hoosick Tunnel, to those who died in the operation of the tunnel, and to all working men who contributed to this tremendous engineering feat, and so to the growth of the United States, major engineering milestones including tunnel 4 3/4 miles long, with the east and west headings meeting within 9/16 of an inch. First practical use of trinitroglycerin, the electric blasting fuse, and the air drill. Now, people who like to sound knowledgeable when saying that they met within 9/16 of an inch, like to say, and that was very good for them days. Well, that's not true. It was incredible for those days. Even today, when we do our measuring with laser sights, it's cause for celebration to be off by so little.
and 9/16 is only a 16th larger than a half an inch.
Yes.
You fraction challenged people. So if you can imagine a half an inch. So how do they measure that? Would that be the center line of the tunnel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what they did was they hung a line of plumb bobs and sighted down the line, and every time they did a blast, they sighted backwards, figured where to hang it, and then sighted down the line to plan the next blast.
Now, what happened to the Hoosick Tunnel Historical Association?
That became, their museum was absorbed by,
North Adams Historical Society, no?
no, it was absorbed by Heritage State Park.
Oh, okay.
They already had a railroad car full of exhibits, and they happily gave them over to the state to be used in Heritage State Park. The association itself became the North Adams Historical Society, which came and went and came and went, and presently it's kind of on a went stage.
they're still meeting. They still have an annual meeting, and they have exhibits in various places. I know they have one over at the NORAD mill, and they've had one on Main Street as well,
And at City Hall,
and City Hall.
but they do not have a home of their own.
Right, yeah, they've been pushed
They
out.
do not have regular meetings.
Oh, but they do have lectures. Wasn't there a lecture of Sam Trudell and the Arnold Printworks? And they all had one of when Maynard Cedar spoke on the 18th, which I missed. Manipulating this back.
Now, I like that they use the name trinitroglycerin because that is what Mowbray called it.
Oh, good.
We call it nitroglycerin, but he called it trinitroglycerin. And of course, another milestone, it was discovered in this area that nitroglycerin is stable when frozen.
Right, we know that story.
All right. No, go ahead.
What's the next one? How do we-
Advance.
How do I advance?
Down here.
Oh. Yeah, I can't manipulate this. There it is. Right there?
Yeah.
Oh. I took this picture because I was amazed that that line going up the valley that you can see is the exact route from the western shaft up to the central shaft. The western, yeah. So. And you
Yeah,
can see
that's
it every
cool.
day. At first I didn't believe it, but then I looked at a Google map and you could see how it lines up exactly with the. So why is that there? Do they actually have some kind of power lines going up there? And does somebody actually maintain that and keep it open?
If there's a power line going up there, yes, the power company must maintain it. I know that when you go to the Western Signal House, it's not far from Whitcomb Summit, and just past it, you come to a big open space where they have power lines running over.
But I don't think there's power lines on there, and I don't think if they. Well,
But I love the way that giant sign, can you see the path, the Hoosick Tunnel from Curran Highway, just hangs there in the air like that.
with bro motocross. I always point that out to outsiders when they come. Oh, here's another sign that's on.
Now,
Route 2.
this is the sign on Route 2 up on the mountain. And you're up too high.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay. These wheels.
1,060 feet below this point. We are at under 5 minutes.
Okay.
Do we want to do the picture today or wait
why not?
until? All right. Nicole, let's go back to our image. There we are. And put the horses in front of us, please. There we go. Now, you were asked what intersection was this taken at? It's the intersection of Main and what street? Do you have a guess?
I want to say bank, but
Yes, you're
Oh, really,
right.
is it? I didn't know bank was that wide.
Well, there you go.
Unless these buildings were torn down and they put new ones in there to make it a narrower street. My second guess would have been State Street.
No, you were right. That is Bank Street. And the people, well, I know you know the answer to this because you saw the title. This is the North Adams German Choir on their way to a picnic at Pontusic Lake. And this blows my mind because until I saw this photo on microfilm, I never knew there was a German choir here in North Adams.
Yeah, you had a German population here? I know in Adams there was a huge German population, but I didn't know they were here in North Adams. But that makes sense. Now, it looks like they're over capacity in these carriages. They should, and they're so high up. Aren't they worried about it tipping over? Are there somebody?
Apparently not.
Is there somebody down in the bottom part? I'm assuming that to equalize the weight.
I know not.
And is that a four in hand, as they call it? Are there 4 horses there, or is there only?
Yeah,
only
there's
2
4 horses before each carriage.
Okay, you just can't see the other 2 on each one of the. That's quite the load to pull. Each one of those guys is about 150 pounds.
Well, that's the way they built carriages in those days.
High off the ground, hey? That doesn't seem like smart. Like they would tip over the.
It's why they don't build them that way anymore.
Because of Ralph Nader at OSHA and.
Yes. Now, Nicole, you can take the photo off. Thank you, dear. So we are at 2 minutes to go now. And thank you for hanging on with us, tooth and nail in our case. See, I don't have any fingernails left. They got torn off. So thank you very, very much for being with us today. And we will have more delights. Is it next week?
Yes, this will be 4th of July. It's going to be 4th of July on that Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll figure something out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be,
4th of July.
studio is closed on 4th of July. I guess this show will run again.
Right.
So we will see you on 4 plus 7 is
11.
11.
And then
So we'll see you on National Dentistry Day, the 22nd.
18th is the next
The
one.
18th. All right, we'll see you on the 18th of July. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Nicole, for directing.
Thank you, Nicole.
We love you more every day, at least I do. And we will see you on July 18th here on Porch Talk.
And maybe Joanne will be back as well.
Oh, joy.